conversation with former gymnast star and the CEO of Phi Sciences and a reincarnation of Nikola Tesla. How young were you when you had this knowledge of your past life as Nikola?
When I was 8 years old, I told my mother that my name wasn't Patrick. That my name was Nikola Tesla, and she said, "Who's that?" And I proceeded to try to tell her who I was, and she couldn't understand it. And so we went to the library and we found a book on the life of Nikola Tesla, and she read through it. But when I came in, when I was born, I remember laying in my crib, looking at my feet, wiggling my toes, and going, very, very clear thoughts that, oh my God, I have to grow this body up before I can get back to work again. And I hate growing up baby bodies. And so what happened is that I got started early. By the time I was 8, I was building Tesla coils just on my own, designing all my own electronic circuits. And I built the highest frequency Tesla coil ever made, which was a 14 megahertz ham radio Tesla coil as an antenna. When I was living in Billings, Montana, I was like 9 years old, and my neighbors, what I do is I built this Tesla coil, and I turned it on at about 4 in the morning, so I could talk to people in Italy and the Ryukyu Islands off Japan and various things like that. It was a 20-meter band of ham radio, and what happened is that I turned that thing on, and unknown to me is that mechanical alarm clocks all over the neighborhood would start going off just from the energy of the coil. And then one of the neighbors got up to rinse his mouth out, with water from the tap. And as he was moving his mouth toward the tap, a 4-inch spark jumped from the tap to his teeth, and shocked him really badly. And of course, they knew who to blame. They knew that there's that weird genius kid down the block that just moved in, and they went up in arms and told me in no uncertain terms that if I ever turn that on again, I'm going to lose my ham radio license. So I had to disassemble it. But the effects across the world were even stranger. In Rome, Italy, I had a ham I talked to every day with it, and the ham said I sounded like I was only running 100 watts from my ham radio, but he said I sounded like I was running 1,000 watts next door to him with a beam aimed directly at his set.
Creating this, did you need blueprints?
No.
Or you just went from past memory?
In my head. I often, I design things in my head. I have kind of like a mental laboratory. And I go in and design things and I test them out. And if they don't work, I redesign it and test it out. All in my mental laboratory. Then when I finally figure it out, I get capacitor values, resistor values, coil values, and all these things. And when I'm ready to go, I build it physically, and it usually always works right off the bat. I may have to fine-tune it.
Can you describe what this laboratory looks like?
Yeah, it's a full-on lab.
Uh-huh.
There's
all the test tubes and electrics.
Yeah, I've got everything. Test tubes, electrical, testing equipment, oscilloscopes, all kinds of things.
And what's the room like that it's set into?
Oh, it's a pyramid. I was so completely destroyed as Tesla by the power elite that I didn't want anyone to know. And I only told a few people, my mother and a few people, that I was Nikola Tesla, reincarnated over the years, because I was afraid. I've had enough trouble as it is without saying, hey, I'm Tesla and I'm back. And I only did it recently. I'm 68 years old now and 69 this year. And so I figured I can do it now. And so I only announced it about a year ago.
Oh, well, we're honored to be talking to you about it. It's there's a lot of people that are afraid of reincarnation.
Oh yes, it was in some of the early books of the Bible, and they took it out.
Yeah.
You know, the one interesting thing is that I think it was Mark Twain said, being born once is a miracle, and he said, why can't being born twice be another miracle, or 3 times? Because birth is a miracle. And so
Yeah.
Why can't we expand the idea? And a lot of problems we have in our lives actually stem from things that happened in past lives. At least that's my belief system.